My name is Michael Ray Nott. I'm the creator of this series called Honkytonx that is in Chauvet Gallery. It's LED backlit prints in a blacked out space. So I kind of got started in photography by kind of happenstance. I was going to art school with a focus in graphic design. And as part of the program, you had to take a photography class. The guy that was teaching it was kind of this gruff New York guy that was talked very obliquely about photography. And I was like, what is this class? I was like, I want to learn how to take a picture. And so about 2 weeks into the class, I realized that he was actually a famous photographer. It was Gary Winograd, who was like the dean of street photography. So I wound up spending 3 semesters in that class. Really got into it after a while. I wanted to be an art director. That was kind of my goal, advertising art director. Got out of school and worked in agency work for a number of years. What was it, 2012, 13, to when the iPhone came out, first iPhone came out. And I just went with the camera and I was like, wow, started taking pictures of everything. And I think I had it for about a week. I realized I could put this on Facebook right now. And I was like, started uploading pictures and just started obsessively shooting with the iPhone. So did that for a little while and then realized I've got to get a real camera. And basically kind of quit the corporate world at that point and started really obsessively shooting, downtown and people. I got a job at the Contributor and I put that together for a while and shot a lot of pictures for that. It was like, wow, I always had a dream in the back of my mind to be a photojournalist. It was like, this is so cool. The rest is history. And it really took off from there. I never get bored. No matter what's going on, there's always something. I'll shoot what I call portraiture on the fly, close up of people's faces. I like to shoot big groups of people, all kind of coming and going. You can't control it. You can't control people out there. So you're just kind of watching for, hit and miss of things happening. And I just like, I like images that have a lot of things going a lot of different directions and a lot of expressions. And, I think of in terms of the street as a backdrop and the people as, a theatrical performance. But what can happen inside of a frame of a photograph, you can build drama. And that's what I attempt to do. This image here I call Honkytonx Hero. Shot through a window of one of the honkytonks downtown. This is about at dusk, I guess, about that time of day, when there's like no more direct light, so it's just light from neon and ambient light coming through. I try to build some drama in it, with this guy in the center. You've got the girl down here drinking beer. You've got a guy here that's the singer. You've got cars and pedestrians reflected outside. You've got the bouncer here. And just people coming and going. A lot of cool stuff going on at that photo. This is an image shot through the window of one of the honkytonks on Lower Broadway. Actually the one on the corner of 5th and Broadway. And this gentleman here has played there for years and years. Plays guitar, steel guitar. One of the things I love about this picture is it's one of those rare photos, or you see it in art where painters do it on purpose, where the subject eye will follow you no matter where you're standing in the room. That's kind of what happens with his gaze there. It's like directly at the viewer no matter where you're standing viewing them. This image here is the only one in the series that is not shot through a window with reflection. It's shot inside of Tootsie's Honkytonx, one of the oldest honkytonks in Nashville. And generally, when things get cranking at the bar, the lead singer hops up on the bar and sings, and this is a shot of her stomping up and down the bar, singing to the crowd. But a lot of things going on in here. All this little signage, picture of Chris Christopherson up here, the menu, immortal signage down here. You've got, of course, Tootsie herself up there looking down on the proceedings. So it's got an interesting juxtaposition of other faces in this image. So I call this piece Honkytonx Central. It was shot through a window at the Honkytonx Central on Lower Broadway. Just a lot of stuff going on in here. Reflection of things going on outside. People, people on the other side of the street walking around. Signage from the other side of the street. Beer signs, of course, from the other side of the street. And it's like the juxtaposition of these two figures on either side, and then the central players in the middle of the stage. Particularly this image with the light box, with the light blasting through it, really illuminates the neon in there, accentuates the neon in the photo. So I call this one Waitress. It's shot through the window of Merchant's Restaurant on Broadway in Nashville. All these shots, including this one, are straight out of the camera. There's no manipulation. It's just what you're seeing is what's reflected in the window. In this case, we've got the Honkytonx sign that's across the street, and some other kind of ambient reflections going on in here. When I shot this, this young woman was setting the table, looking down, setting the table. I lined up for the shot, and she looked directly at me, and I got the shot. It looks like it might have been posed, but I just like when things randomly happen and it all comes together. This is a really good example of that happening. The light's coming from behind; it's not coming from another light source like in a book or on a print. It just gives it that buzz that we're used to with video and digital imagery. There was a dress shop downtown. They had these like 1950s mannequins. So as part of things I would shoot when I go downtown, I'd always walk by there and photograph in those windows. And that was kind of my first shooting through the window with reflection stuff. And then that really quickly segued into, of course, all the bands downtown in the Honkytonx play in the window. So that's kind of a natural thing that started happening, of reflections and stuff going on. People downtown, they're down there to party. And I think social media coupled with reality TV, everybody thinks they're in their own reality show. So you pull out a camera and people are like, yeah, they really respond to the camera. I tend to look at a lot of classical painting, and I think classical painting really relates to this photography of the show because there's just a lot of action in there. My advice to any artist is, just dig through the classics because it kind of gets in your head, and and when you're creating, you see it. It's really, a really good touchstone. I always say that the street is my studio because when I'm standing on the curb, in the afternoon or night with my camera in my hand, there's just endless possibilities.